All right, gang, I've got to do it to you again. I've got to show you a new Olight because I did not have this light when I reviewed the latest ArkPros. This is the last version of one of the ArkPros that they came out with that I think everything on it it's the most perfect little camping flashlight, EDC flashlight that Olight's ever made. That's a little bit different than the other two ArkPro series, and it's just awesome. It's $64, lifetime warranty, all the goodness of the Olight, and let's take a look at it. And just for S's and G's, they also sent me a little O-pin, which is pretty cool. I've never had one of these, so we'll quickly go over this, and I'm going to explain to you why this new ArkPro LITE is absolutely, it's awesome. So this is the O-pin that I'm going to show you folks here in just a little bit, but it is a pretty sleek little gadget that is new to me. Now, this is the ArkPro LITE. Fantastic light. Let me show you, compare it to the ArkPro and the ArkPro Ultra. So these two are the exact same size. It's just different material. The ArkPro Ultra, 1700 lumens. The regular ArkPro's 1500 lumens. But other than that, these are basically the same light. Now, the ArkPro LITE is just a hair smaller. Not by much, but it is a little bit shorter than the other two models of the ArkPro. 16 millimeters thick, very light, 1350 milliamp hour battery. You've got a glass lens cover. You've got two LEDs up there in the front. You've got a red light. You've got a UV light, and you've got a white floodlight. No laser on this, but that's okay. I'll explain why I don't need it anyway. On the side, you've got your USB-C charging as well as the Olight MCC charging. So you've got two charging options. You've got a multi-directional deep carry pocket clip, so you can stick this on the brim of your hat if you want and have it pointing out, or you can just deep carry it as it sits. It is not reversible, of course, and this battery is not replaceable. It is IPX7 water rated, so you can drop it up to a meter of water, and it's going to be okay for up to 30 minutes. This thing, so in case you guys didn't know, and I think I mentioned it on these other ArkPros, Olight builds these things. This is a unibody design, so it is a solid chunk of 6061 aluminum, not the Olight Ultra. This is a different material, but same concept. But single block of aluminum. They CNC mill this entire flashlight out of one block. So that's where you get the IPX7 rating. So it's just a fantastically built, super sturdy flashlight. And again, lifetime warranty on all Olight. And Olight's not a new company, guys. They're going to be around to monitor that. And look at that blue anodized little thumb button. I just love that button. I think it looks good with the matte black. You do have this kind of new design on the ArkPro where it's got a little beveled edge right here in the center. Now, as far as what you get on this light, that's a little bit different than every other ArkPro that I've been wanting so badly for just my specific camping needs. But if you rotate this dial, you can get access to your three different modes. So starting on the far right, you're going to have finally a red light. I've been wanting a red light on an ArkFeld or ArkPro since the original model came out, and now we finally have one. And this has three modes actually. So just like every other Olight, user interface is pretty easy. So to cut it on, you just one click that thumb button. You can press and hold, and you can toggle between high and low. Now, high, which is right here, is going to be 40 lumens. If you press and hold, you're going to get low, which is 5 lumens. You can triple click 1, 2, 3, and you're going to get an SOS mode on the red. So you technically have 3 different modes on the red. Press once to turn it off. If you rotate this thumb wheel to the center and one press, you're going to get your white flood. Now, this is a perfect flood beam for everyday use. It's not a long thrower, it's more of a flood pattern. So you're not going to get any type of hot spot whatsoever except here on the table, but it's just a really perfect kind of everyday use case beam pattern. And again, it's got 5 different levels that you can get up to. So to access the 5 settings, again, put it in the center, and you can start off by pressing and holding, and that is a moonlight mode, which is a very, very faint, if you're just in pitch darkness and you don't want to wake anyone else up, you got a moonlight mode. You can press and hold, and it's going to toggle through all of the other brightness settings up to double press. You've got a 1200 lumen max. So the lumens aren't quite as much, obviously, as these two other ArkPros, which is 1700, 1500, and now the ArkPro LITE, which is a 1200 lumen. That's going to get you 94 meters of throw. But guys, when at night when I'm around my camper or my truck fiddling around, I don't need long throw. I need a nice wide, bright pattern of light that's not going to give me a hot spot that's going to blind me wherever I'm pointing it at. So that's why I like this flood pattern so much. And it is a cool white. It is not a warm white temperature. It's probably closer to 58 to 6,000 Kelvin, just based off of me looking at this right now, but it is not a warm light. Now, you can get to the final setting by rotating that thumb wheel one more time, and you're gonna get the UV light, which is really hard to kind of show on video right here, but it also has two settings. So you're gonna have a 360 milliwatt setting and then a 1000 milliwatt setting. So it's got two different settings on the UV light, which is actually, you know, if you're out looking for scorpions or checking counterfeit bills, or if you're a bouncer at a club checking IDs, I mean, the UV light is somewhat useful, I suppose. The reason I think this is perfect for me is that all these other ArkPros and ArkFelds, they have that laser, but I've never once, while camping or out and about at night, needed to use the green laser pointer. Okay, so I think the omission of the laser on this, make it a little bit smaller, give me a red light, give me a nice white flood light, and the UV light for, you know, whenever I might need it. I think this guy right here is just, it's perfect for me. I know I said that this ArkPro is actually, you know, perfect 2 weeks ago whenever I reviewed it, which it is. It is a great light. However, I would happily replace that green laser for a red light that this ArkPro LITE now has, because I use red lights all the time inside my RV around, you know, at night, not blinding people, not blinding myself, whatever. But I think having that red light on here is just absolutely perfect. And the slight smaller size really makes it easy to stuff in your pocket, and you're really, it just does kind of disappear with these really thin flashlights. So with the 1350 milliamp hour battery, you know, you guys can look online to look at all of the run times, but it's going to vary greatly on what setting you use. But on moon mode, you're going to get 10 days on a fully charged battery. On the low red setting, you're going to get 39 hours. And then if for whatever reason you're just running the UV light on low, you're going to get 360 minutes. So you're going to get plenty of runtime. Now, the other thing about these thumb wheels, if you guys have never had an ArkPro or an ArkFeld, you've got a couple of different fuel levels, is what I'll call them. So over here on the right, you've got your level indicator letting you know what setting you're at on the light. And then over here on the left, you're going to have a battery gauge. So when you press it and cut it on, it's going to give you some green lights letting you know what setting you're on. And then over here, cut it off. And then over here, it's going to give you your battery meter to let you know how fully charged you are, and then it eventually goes away. But overall, just a fantastic light, guys. $63.99 right now on Olight's website, and you just can't go wrong with it. It's absolutely fantastic. Now, they also sent this little guy, which is, I've never had an O pin. I didn't think I would ever need an O pin, but it's actually really pretty cool. So this thing is standard price $79.99. That's a little pricey, in my opinion, for a pin, but you do get quite a few things. So first off, if you're a fidgeter, this is a perfect fidget pin because you've got this little barrel mechanism here that's going to open up or make the pin protrude, I guess is the best way to put it. So you can just sit there and do that. So I do like how you kind of open the pin up. But of course, this is 6061 aluminum. You've got some machining for grip down here. But what makes this light pretty neat is that you can see you got the power button right there, and then you've got a multi-selector mode switch. So let's go down here to the bottom switch, hit that power button, and you've got a little, that's going to come through, you've got a little light on the tip of your pin. So if you're trying to sign something, you know, at a restaurant when it's dark, or I don't know guys, but it's got a little tiny light right here, and that's pretty cool. And while we have this out, I will say that this pen actually writes good too. It is not like a cheap writing pen. It's almost like a gel pen but it writes very, very smooth. And having that little light, if that's coming through, is actually really pretty cool right on the tip. So I do like that. Now, along with this light, if you put this mode selector up to the middle, you've got a light on the pin cap. And this thing surprisingly gets ridiculously bright for how small that light is on the pin clip. But it's just like every other Olight. So you can press and hold this power button and you can toggle through all of the other settings, all the brightness settings of the light. So all the settings on this light, guys, if you toggle through them, if you're curious, it goes up to 120 lumens. You're gonna have a 60 lumen, a 20 lumen, and a 2 lumen setting on this cap light here. And you're gonna get around, if you have it on 120 lumens, you're gonna get 14 minutes of runtime, then it's gonna step down to 60 lumens and run for 25 minutes. Then you can get 60 minutes or an hour for the 60 lumen setting, almost 2.5 hours for the 20 lumen setting, or 26 hours for the lowest setting right there, which it's kind of hard to show you folks here, but that's plenty bright if you're in a dark room for a pen. Now, if this is off and you double click, you're gonna get a red light. And this has a couple of different high and low settings as well. So having a red light on this pen, man, I wish Olight just continues to put red lights on everything because they're so useful. And it's a nice red light. There's no center artifacts. It illuminates everything really, really nicely. There's a brighter setting. I know it's really hard to kind of come through right here on camera, but there you go. And then if you triple click, you actually have an SOS mode on the red light in case you need it. I don't know, that might be kind of a gimmicky feature, but it does have an SOS mode. And then the final thing this has, it's got a class 3R green laser. So you can push this button up and hit the power button, and you're gonna have a class 3R green laser coming off the tip. So if you're using this pen for a presentation at work, you've got a pointer all in one. So I just think it's pretty cool. And if I didn't mention, this little tiny light up here is 0.4 lumens. So it's not too bright. It doesn't blind you when you're writing, but it gives you just enough light if you're trying to sign your name in a dark area or whatever, but 0.4 lumens. Now cut that off. It is Type C USB rechargeable. So you just unscrew this and it has the USB-C charging port right there. And in the box, it even comes with an extra refill. So an extra refill does come in the box, but I don't know. I've never had an O pen, and it is a little bit of a big pen, but I think with all the components inside it to make everything work, I think you're going to get a pretty big pen out of that. But it's just it's pretty neat. And if you're a person that likes to carry a pen everywhere you go, having a red light, a white light, a pin tip light, a green laser pointer, USB-C rechargeable, I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. So as I clear my trash away, I think I say this again on every Olight, but this one, the ArkPro LITE, is everything that I need in a little pocket flashlight for camping and moving around at night, around my truck, or around my RV or my mini camper. Red light, white light, it's just perfect. Light, lifetime warranty, like I said, $63.99 right now. Check them out. I don't know how long that sale is going to last. They didn't let me know. But for the past 2 years, I do have a 10% off discount code that's good for basically anything on Olight. I think as long as it's not on sale. So check the links below. And this is a good one. This is a good one, guys. So anyway, I'm going to call it quits for this video. I just had to show these new. I wish this would have come out. I wish I would have had this when I did the other ArkPro series, but still a fantastic light, awesome light, and that's it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.